average total cost. So now we need to find out where the average cost is smallest and what quantity corresponds with that minimum average total cost. And that is 4. So the answer to this question is C. Okay, now keys to remember. Number 1, the firm is free to produce 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's free to produce whatever it wants, but it would choose to produce given certain goals. And in this example, the goal for this question, the goal was to minimize average total cost. So that's why it chose 4 units. C is correct. But what we need to develop, again, we're developing the individual supply schedule for this one firm. We need to know the minimum average variable cost. In the previous videos, I showed you where the minimum average variable cost is the least amount of quantity that the firm is willing to produce, and it will produce from the minimum average variable cost onward. Also, as the quantity is increasing from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, the cost in terms of price is falling. Levels for each of these. So the firm will not produce when the quantity is increasing and the price is falling from 40 to 30 and so on. These quantities the firm won't produce. Also, again, that's the first criteria. The second one is the minimum average variable cost price must be met in order for the firm to be able to pay off the workers. Variable is usually meaning the labor. You need to pay off the labor. So the price needs to be that high. Okay, so again, if average total cost is total cost divided by quantity, average variable cost is going to be the total variable cost, or just the variable cost divided by the quantity. So this is 40, 70 divided by 2, and so on, all the way down. Okay? So 70 divided by 2, 35, I believe. Here we go. Yes, 35. Okay, so 96 divided by the quantity 3 gives us 32. 130 divided by 4 is 32.5. And we can see that the minimum quantity that the firm is willing to produce is 3, where it's the minimum of the average variable cost. 32 is the smallest average variable cost given these quantities. So in this question, the firm may choose to produce 4 if they're trying to minimize average total cost. This is an important quantity for the firm because it means they are productively efficient. The firm is productively efficient when it produces 4 units. Okay, but the supply curve is defined as when the price in terms of cost is equal to the minimum cost here. So that would be 32, and then so that means these quantities 26, 34, 50, and 9. So in the final slide, what I do is I focus in on the marginal cost, where the average cost is minimized. So if you remember from the last slide, the average variable cost, and I could go back, the average variable cost is minimized at the quantity of 3, meaning that the firm will not produce 2, 1, or 0. So if I go to the next slide again, the firm doesn't produce these units, so I erase them. I erase all the other information, and I'm left with the marginal cost units that are there that are above 3 or above. So this is the situation. Now this is critical in economics. You got to get it right. It's a little bit confusing. The situation is the supply is the marginal cost at each increase in quantity. So the supply is determined by the marginal cost when 3 to 4. The marginal cost is 34. 4 to 5 is 50. 5 to 6. The marginal cost is 90. So this word is another way to say equal from math class. So therefore, the quantity supplied is equal to the marginal cost. So here, the quantity 3, from 2 to 3, the marginal cost is 26 here. From 3 to 4, the marginal cost is 34. From 4 to 5, the marginal cost is 50. From 5 to 6, it's 90. That defines the marginal cost curve. So therefore, the quantity supplied is equal to the marginal cost curve. So what you'll see in economics is the supply, I call it S here, is equal to the marginal cost. Now this subscript 1 means the first firm. This is the first firm, the individual supply curve, and then in future videos I'll add more and more and more. But this is the individual supply curve. So another way you can think about this is supply equals the marginal cost of Jan's business. But instead of saying Jan's business in economics, we just say the first firm. Okay, so yeah, so in the future we will have more and more curves that will add to this and form the market supply curve. But this is the first. That's why we have MC equals 1. Supply is equal to marginal cost of the first firm. Thank you.